Dear belly dancers, how are you? I'm Laura and this is our video number 18 of our 30 days technique program for belly dance. Today I will be teaching you Maya figure 8. This Maya figure 8 is a very interesting movement and also very spectacular if you use it when you dance. First of all, it belongs to the family of figure 8 of our hips, so you have to imagine to draw in the air with your hips, of course, a kind of infinity or a figure 8, but in a vertical side to the floor. So we start with the technique, with the basic technique, and I suggest you to start from the basic, especially if it's the very first time that you try this movement. Because in the basic level we have to keep our legs straight so we can protect much our back. Once you become more pro or more practice with this movement, so you start to have the correct muscles in your back and in your abdominal, of course, you can also try the more intermediate or advanced level because you have already the strength to do it in a proper way without injuring yourself. So Maya figure 8 is composed by two main movements. One is a slide of the hips that we already saw it, but maybe today we are going to enter a little bit more in the topic. And the second movement is the movement of the hips, lift and drop. And we have to combine these two movements together to create our perfect Maya figure 8. So let's start from the slide. So as we said, we keep our legs very straight, we keep our belly button in, and we take care of our back that has to be really a vertical line. So our chest is up, it will help, of course. Our shoulder as always down, our neck is long from the back, and our arms, of course, they will help the position too. The most important, I will say, is to keep as always our belly button active, but more than active, let's say strong, contracted in. So from this position we have two main movements. One is slide in the left, the torso will not move at all, and slide in the side, in the right, and then side and side and more side. Try to stretch more than you can, and side. This is really a work of stretching and contraction. You have to contract your center and to stretch your side. This is very important. The more you make this part longer and strong, also more your movement will become effective, amazing, spectacular. So we can also open a little bit more if you feel more comfortable. Maybe you have to try different position to understand which one is good for you. Not everybody in every woman is the same, so everyone has his own comfortable position, but for sure for everybody we have to keep our belly button in and our legs straight. Again, slide, try to do more than you can, slide and slide. The difficulty is not really to move your pelvis, but you keep your upper body straight and slide. And again, in, your belly button is in, you feel your back totally straight and long. Your feet are bearing the floor, and again. Okay, this is one part important of the movement. Then we have the second part that is done by the hips. So let's try one hip up, more than you can, is contraction. Let's say hip lift and hip drop, down, up, down. When I go up, I don't really move my upper body. When I go down, the same. So we never move our upper body, we just manipulate our hip. We want to put it close to the shoulder, far from the shoulder, close to the shoulder, so we contract and we stretch. We contract and we stretch. Let's try also in the other side. This is to, how to say, to record the feeling in our muscles. This is very important that the muscle has to learn what to feel, what it feels when it does a special movement or another one, just to remember it fast. Next time you do it again, you give the order and the muscles already know what he has to do, because he feel it. It's not only that. So you don't need always the mirror to understand. Sometimes it's better to feel the movement on yourself. So again, up and down, up, down, up more than you can, down, up, down. So we have now 4 movements: up of one hip, and after of course one other, down, and then we have side and side. So we combine these 4 directions to design, to draw our Maya figure eights. So again, put all the position as it was. So straight legs, belly button in, your arms in a position that can help. Let's start from this hip, for example. So we start pushing up. I push up my heel to move all the bones that we will move our pelvis. In this moment, our pelvis will go down. It will go down in this way, in a kind of diagonal. From here, we want to push this hip side. So we have to imagine to work one hip at time, far from you, and then heel down, and then take it back again, up. I'm just moving one side, and after we will combine with the other. Far from me, down, and pull it back in the center. Of course, I have to do also in the other side to create the design of figure eight. So let's do it also in the other side. So up, keep your legs straight, far, so slide, down, go back, up, slide, down, back, up, side, down, and back. Let's try now to combine the 2 sides, and in this case we have to move our weight from one leg to another, and in all this exercise our upper body of course remain fixed as it was, because this is the interesting. The movement will become more interesting if it's really isolated from the rest of the body. So try not to use your shoulder, your chest, your torso, your head. Only the arms can help to make the movement more visible, let's say help the movement. So let's start from this side. In this case it means I try to put all my weight in the other leg, not to be heavy, to have it free. So up, side, down, put your weight, and in this moment we lift straight away the other hip, up, side, down, and up, side, down, and up, side, down, up, side, down. Let's try to do it a little bit more smooth to connect better the moment when we go from one side to another. So there is a moment when we pull it back and we go up in the other side. This is the most difficult, more sensitive moment, as we have really in this moment catch again our belly button and pull it in more than we can, to not to lose the shape and not to lose the control of our back. Also not to injure us. We don't need this at all. We need to stay strong and safe. So let's try again. I keep my legs a little bit more close, and up and down, and in this moment while I'm pulling in my belly, I'm also pulling my pelvis in, and the second hip goes up, and contract and contract, and the trick is in the heel. I want to do it once from my back so you can see it better. one, and you see, one heel after another, and okay, let's relax a little bit your back, maybe do some shimmy, move, relax a little bit, because if you contract it too much time and maybe you are not used to, you can feel nothing happens, but maybe you will feel it at the end of the day. So sometimes try to relax, and then we try again in a little bit more smooth way. One, and go back, one, and up, down, and up and down, and drag down, slide up, down, slide up, down, slide up, down, slide up, down. You need to practice this movement slow, very slow, much time before it becomes really strong, you feel it. And after, maybe you can start to relax a little bit your knees. So in this case, as becomes a little bit more muscle movement, you don't need to really pull up your heels. You will move it really from your muscle, from your belly and your back muscles. But of course, first you have to build these muscles. How to build the muscles? Sometimes people ask me, it's not by going to the gym, it's just practicing the belly dance movement. It will make the correct muscle you need to dance stronger, and also stretch, because we don't need only the strength, we need also the length and the stretching of our muscles. So maybe we can put some music on and we can try to do some of this training and these exercises straight away on the music. So this movement, as you saw, is a very strong movement. It requires a lot of energy and a lot of control of your muscles, so you need to practice it much. Maybe try to split it during the week, every day a bit. Maybe you watch the video again tomorrow and after tomorrow. Just once is enough every time to get better and better until your muscle becomes strong, your back becomes strong, and you can do it faster, comfortable, easier, in a more interesting way. And at the same time, you can practice different position of your arms to give more frame and more beauty to your movement. Any questions, any comments, please write it below, and of course, if I can, I will answer. Thank you very much for watching. See you tomorrow with another lesson.